So I finally did it. After using just about every other single relevant pulse rifle this season, like the Legal Action, the Third Axiom, the Messenger, the No Time, the Jurassic Green, I finally got around to farming for and using a Darkest Before. And the results were pretty freaking great. My second ever match with it yielded 32 final blows with the Darkest Before, not defeats mind you, I mean final blows, and a 51 defeat game. It's pretty safe to say I think this thing is pretty nice. I'm pretty eager to unpack my role for you and what I think about this pulse rifle. But first, I need to take a moment to thank today's sponsor on the video, Manscaped. So Halloween is rapidly approaching and it's the season of spooks and ghouls, but hopefully the only horror shows you and your partner experience on Halloween are on the screens and not in your undercarriage. Now, you know you've screwed up if their reaction to seeing Freddy Krueger's face is the same reaction they have when they're presented with your goods. And that's where Manscaped comes in. So if you spend any amount of time around my channel, you probably know by now that I've partnered with Manscaped for a long time. And you're probably familiar with their Performance Package, all-in-one grooming kit for men. But Manscaped has a wide variety of other products as well, including their cologne, which I recently got a refill on, exfoliants, and now they've just launched their brand new in-shower solution made just for men, the Ultra Premium Body Wash. Now this body wash features the Manscaped tried and true refined fragrance, which is made to last, a refreshing masculine scent that they're well known for. This body wash is infused with aloe vera and sea salt, so you get that perfect blend of clean scrubbing power and also the gentle moisturizing of the aloe. This bottle's no joke either. It's a 16-ounce aluminum bottle with a pump for convenience. It's also worth noting that Manscaped avoided any and all ingredients that are harvested from animals and all dyes for this product. Also make sure that you're clean cut to perfection with the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. It's fully waterproof so you can use it in the shower after you've cleaned yourself with the body wash. And Manscaped's patented skin-safe technology will make sure that nicks and cuts are not part of the equation. Check out the Manscaped Peak Hygiene Plan as an option to make sure you never run out of the products that you love, with refills delivered right to your door. Head over to manscaped.com and use code Vanguard20 to get 20% off your order and free shipping. And make sure that you're looking fresh both in and out of your costume this year. Alright, back to Destiny. Now, I don't know the last time I had to work this hard for my footage. Last night, playing with this thing, I matched 6 stacks like the one you'll see me playing against on Radiant Cliffs. I mean, they were multiple gilded flawless players with Revenants and a Staglock making wells at major capture points and choke points and team firing. It was a real challenge. I managed against that team to drop a 4.0 and lead the lobby in advantage kills as I went back and forth from A to B to try to control the zones that we managed to capture. But it's hard to beat a 6-stack when the game doesn't try to pit teams against teams. And so my poor teammates were railed by a Mack truck, or I'm sure that's how it felt to them. Side note, we really do need to do something about lobby balancing. I mean, I can survive in those lobbies and even make some decent plays, but the people really punished the most by this system right now are not the upper tier players. Even though you see them complaining on Twitter all the time, oh look at me, boo-hoo, is me, I dropped a 4.0 and all my teammates are negative. They played great, big deal. It's the casual gamers who get thrust into a lobby where every person on the enemy team is better than they are. How the heck are they supposed to have fun like that? But anyway, back to the topic at hand. I had my work cut out for me getting this footage, and the lobbies were, most of them, really tough and challenging lobbies that tested me. But this pulse rifle, the reprised Year 1 Trials of the 9 Pulse, the Darkest Before, it really stepped up to the plate and met those challenges head on. This pulse rifle, I remember it from back in Year 1. I was playing back then when it first came out with the Trials of the 9, and it was a fan favorite from the moment it came into the game. People loved this pulse rifle. It became a very popular option in the Crucible back then, so I'm not at all surprised this season to see so many people loving it. I've been running into it in 6s, I'm running into it in Trials of Osiris, and I'm not at all surprised people are loving this thing. If you weren't aware by now, this pulse rifle can only be dropped by the Kel Echo now, the final boss of the Prophecy Dungeon, which is a free-to-play dungeon, by the way, unlike the ones that are ahead of us. It's arguably one of the best endgame PvE experiences that Destiny has to offer, so you should definitely squad up with a couple of buddies and make your way through the activity sometime. Recently, actually, I reached out to a buddy of mine who just kind of dabbles with Destiny. He's like, yeah, I get on with my brother every now and then. We just play a little bit of Gambit and play some strikes and we sign off. I was like, you need to try this. So I grouped up with him and his brother and took them through the Prophecy Dungeon, taught them all the mechanics and encounters. And by the end of it, they were like, this is the most fun, cool thing we've ever done in Destiny. So if you're holding out, if you've never done the dungeon, it's free to play. Dive in there with some buddies. It is arguably one of the best experiences in Destiny, so well worth your time. But I farmed that final boss last week hard for a couple of hours, one phasing in with friends over and over and over and over, and I finally got a roll that I was genuinely pleased with on the Darkest Before. It's the one that you're seeing in the gameplay. My roll features the combination of that, it became really popular back when Beyond Light dropped. I got this combination on my trusty, which is the Energy Rapid Fire Frame Scout Rifle from the Deepstone Crypt Raid, and I got thousands of kills on that Scout Rifle, so I'm very familiar with this combination and was very comfortable diving back into it. It's the combination of Surplus and Wellspring. These two perks work like a yin and yang to complement each other and keep each other in balance. Surplus is an S tier perk, and almost everybody knows it by now. It makes it so that the weapon will have more handling, more stability, and faster reload speeds for every ability that you have cooled down. It's 3 buffs in one, and these buffs are substantial, and having just one ability cooled down is incredibly helpful for the overall performance of the gun. Wellspring works to make sure that Surplus is active as much as possible. Wellspring grants ability energy, a set amount of ability energy, divided up evenly among all of your abilities that are not cooled down at the moment that you get a kill. So each time you get a kill, you get energy, and it will give all that energy to just one ability if you only have one ability not cooled down. It's super duper helpful. On top of those 2 perks, my roll also has high caliber rounds, which will help to flinch targets more consistently as I'm dueling them. It's particularly good against snipers, but it still won't help you out too much against a Lorentz, unfortunately, which is a conversation for another time. Mine has corkscrew rifling for +5 boosts to range, stability, and handling, and a reload masterwork, which I think, honestly, I think reload masterworks are heckin' underrated. I've jumped back and forth between Icarus Grip and Hipfire Grip mods on this thing. I like Hipfire Grip for those chaotic, closer engagements where I have to track rapid movements up close, you know, Icarus dashing, Warlocks, dodge rolling and double jumping, stoppy jumping, hunters, stuff like that. And you don't want to ADS and limit your FOV. It makes it harder to track those movements up close. The Hipfire Grip mod is a really great option for situations exactly like that. But then there's Icarus Grip, which is great for cleaning up targets that break for cover. And, you know, they're banking on you not being able to accurately land shots while airborne. So somebody throws up a barricade or goes behind a piece of cover, you can jump high into the air, staying out of shotgun range or chaperone range with the pulse, and get a couple of easy bursts that will land accurately and finish that guy off before he can have time to heal up. Now, there are some really solid perks in the pool for the Darkest Before, but I love this combo just because it's all about that neutral performance of the gun and creating a gun that feels super rewarding to fire. The other perks in the first column, other than Surplus, include Subsistence, Overflow, Slide Shot, Tunnel Vision, and Quick Draw. Some great options in there, but for me, Surplus is the winner hands down. It's not even close. Slide Shot is pretty desirable as well, but it can't hang with the consistent buffs that you're always going to be getting from Surplus. You don't have to slide or do a specific action to queue up that buff. It's just there, doing its thing, always passively helping. In the second column, you have Rampage, One for All, Elemental Capacitor, Full Auto, Unrelenting, and Wellspring. Most people would argue that Elemental Capacitor is the best in class for PvP in this column, and I'm inclined to agree with them. But since I specifically have Surplus in the first column, I really like having Wellspring to complement it. They just go hand in hand so well together. As far as Elemental Capacitor goes, it is an incredibly good perk and will do massive buffs for you. The only thing that I have against that perk specifically is that I play a lot of different subclasses, a lot of different characters, a lot of different builds, and Elemental Capacitor is basically going to be changing the way the gun functions every time I change characters, you know, depending on am I Stasis, Void, Solar, or Arc. And I don't like having to take that into account mentally, you know what I mean? Rampage is also a great option. More damage is never a bad thing. All in all, the Darkest Before is a dueling menace. If you manage to get a good roll on one of these things, you're going to be in a great position to step comfortably into any duel and be a force to be reckoned with. Some of the main drawbacks to this weapon are its lack of range compared to other pulse rifles of its archetype. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there. It can't hold a candle to the range achievable on the Jurassic Green. and it definitely cannot hold a candle to the range that's achievable on a Time-Worn Spire, not even close. The other main drawback is that it doesn't have great perks for crowd control specifically. So for 6s, I think if you're looking to get multi-kills and big kill streaks, you're better off with a Jurassic Green or a Grid Skipper because they have built-in perks that are designed to do extra damage to extra opponents. But for raw, one-on-one dueling potential, I think the Darkest Before takes the cake. It's an excellent choice for any 3s playlist. And there you have it. I hope that you will all have excellent luck in any farming endeavors, no matter what you're chasing this season, and I hope that you have a safe and fun Halloween as well. I greatly appreciate you for taking the time to hang out on my channel and support my videos. Feel free to go to my Facebook page at truevanguard.com for more VOD content posted every weekday, and check out my True Vanguard Clips channel here on YouTube for short, fun moments uploaded regularly as well. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.